All right, welcome back to part two. D-Ruck has something going on. He was talking about the quarterback and upside and the potential, the word I hate. So could you finish off what you were saying?
Yeah,
earlier?
we was cooking for a minute, so let me get back to the pots and pans, people. Listen, this is one thing with the Broncos, too. Again, you talking about letting people walk out the doors. We talked about Osweiler. We talked about their defense. We talked about the losses on there. I think Trevathan was the biggest loss on defense that they will get. Right?
Yeah.
But you go with the unknown, and then at the same time as you let Osweiler and all these people walk out the door, you let C.J. Anderson sign an offer sheet with another team. You'll have approximately now 8 days, 24 hours to match. Or he's going to. So now, what are you doing with your running game? Because Monty Ball is gone. So, bro, who else is there? Now
I think Ronnie Hillman, that's the last one.
I think that they're looking for Arian, but I don't know.
Ronnie Hillman was buried so far on the bench, like, I couldn't tell who was in the deeper doghouse, Hillman or Monty Ball when he was there.
True.
Hold on now, to tell you the truth, I had to look this up myself. Ronnie Hillman was still the leading rusher for the Broncos this year. That I didn't know.
Now that's kind of amazing. So I take that, but even that, again, C.J. Anderson did for them in the playoffs, getting them into the playoffs. In the playoffs, you can't let that walk out the door. In the league where you need a solid running game when you don't have a great quarterback. Well, because think about it, all other teams that they play against are getting their running backs back. Pittsburgh is getting both of their backs back. They're good on offense. You know, the Patriots, they took Marco. They got James Starks in all them. You know, so there are teams that are doing things that, again, the Denver Broncos cannot afford to just rest on their laurels because, as it is always in the NFL, these teams are going to go all in to get better now.
Yeah. Well, I think that again, and I know people, they're going to talk shit, but when you win a championship, like, I think that some of the pressure's off you for a few years. You know what I mean? And I know people say, yeah, but you want to win now. But if you won last year, then, you have a chance to say, well, I'll win when we get it right. And they have a 2 to 3 year window. That's how I feel. Because if you look at it, I haven't seen a back-to-back Super Bowl winning champion since when?
Patriots.
Exactly. So they still have time. And you got to remember that the Denver Broncos, they were in the Super Bowl, about 2 years ago, even though they got blown the fuck out. But still, so they still got time. And I know that everybody's saying Trevathan. I like Trevathan, huh?
Look, that's what I'm saying, though. Look what they were in there with. They were in there with Peyton going nuts. That offense was unlike anything anybody ever seen since the Patriots when Rex Moss was there.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, when you do stuff like that, you have to look at your division first, and say, okay, what are teams doing around us? Kansas City didn't get worse.
Yeah.
They're going to be better. San Diego, even though they potentially may move out of there, and they could possibly move, they lost Green, they might lose Eric Weddle, but still, San Diego is still going to be a tough out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, but...
So, and then Oakland may be the team in that division.
Well, listen, it's like I said, I'm not a Broncos fan, but again, they still have time to win. Once you win, to me, you had that 2 or 3 year window where you can, do what you need to do.
No, they got time to win, but I think what D-Ruck is saying and what I'm saying, or what I'm trying to get at is, everybody in division is either gotten better, or they stayed the same. Because I would say the Raiders have gotten better.
Yeah, they have.
The Chargers have stayed the same. And right now, Kansas City has stayed the same. And if I got to grade where the Broncos are, they have gotten worse. And it's not like they blew out everybody in their division this year. Even though I know they only lost 3 or 4 division games since Peyton was there. Peyton is not there anymore. And every game this year was close because they lost to the Raiders and they barely beat the Raiders. They lost to Kansas City and they beat Kansas City, and they beat the Chargers twice, and both of them was close. Yeah. So you're saying they only have 4 division losses during the whole Peyton Manning tenure of 4 years, and they got half their losses just this season against their division rivals. I mean, to me, that is an alarm. I want my team to get better because you're saying that my best defensive team was struggling against my division rivals. I don't like that.
Yeah. Well, listen. I got some Bronco fans that want to come up and, they want to, get their opinion. We got Cody, we got my boy Marcus. So, I'm going to let them spit that, but that's later.
I don't really know Broncos fans though. Like all honesty, even though, obviously I'm a Peyton Manning fan and, I'm a football fan. I know a lot of different types of fans. I don't think I really know one Bronco fan, and I'm not saying that they're not out there. Yeah. I don't think I know one Bronco fan.
Well, I got two that really want to talk, but we'll get to it. We'll definitely. I just wanted to spit that, but yeah, again, like I said, like D-Ruck and like you were saying, the Dolphins, and when I seen who they signed, I was like, man.
They're really making moves to me to cover their biggest deficiency, which is that quarterback, right?
I knew you were going to say that.
That's what they're doing to me. Yeah. They made all of these great moves and you go, God damn, that'd be a juggernaut if they had a better quarterback.
But you know what? But that's what team, but you know what? But we seen that with some of the Giants teams and we've seen that with a lot of teams. Like they try to mask that by getting a better defense. Cause we know in football, defense wins championships.
Yeah, very true.
So, but I'm not saying that, that I agree with you. Tannehill, I'm not a big proponent of him. But if you gonna fuck up, you're gonna make it look good. And that's what they're doing right now. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If you're gonna fuck up, you're gonna at least put a band-aid over it.
I just think about what D-Ruck said. I think that was last week or the week before, how they're asking, Ndamukong Suh to restructure his deal. I think which he did.
Yeah.
But you still letting Ryan Tannehill run off on the plug twice with that money that you gave him, that he don't deserve, that he's shown no capability of ever really being worth that kind of money.
Listen.
But hold on. But somebody gonna tell me, but yo, he threw for 4,000 yards last year. And I said he had 22 touchdowns and 17 picks.
Yeah,
that's garbage.
You
play Madden. That's garbage.
Listen. I give the damn Miami Dolphins credit. That's like if you cheating on your girlfriend and you fucking up real bad, but you buy her a nice ass ring, Kobe, and she's still remembering, like, you know what? He fucked up, but I know, but he gave me this nice ring and he gonna buy me another car. So you still fucked up. We get it. I know. But listen, if you gonna do that, that's a nice way to, seal the deal with some people, make some people happy.
I hope Miami go 2-14 this year.
God,
I hope they go 2-14. Yo.
I think that with the potential that the defense have, I think that they might be a little better.
I hope they got the number 1 defense and the 31st ranked offense. Like
it's possible.
On my word, I hope they lose every game by 2 points. I hope every game is 15-13. I swear to God.
Listen, it's possible because we seen
I hate Ryan Tannehill. I can't get enough of him, yo.
I gotta cut the dude, man. He's screaming.
To God, I hate Ryan. I don't get it. D-Ruck, listen, in my mind, when I go to sleep at night, I don't understand how people think Ryan Tannehill is a reliable quarterback. This guy is garbage. He's straight trash. He's dumpster juice.
Listen.
He's straight. Ryan Tannehill got this so mixed up with Miami. They think that's Fly shooting them videos and it's really him.
Yo, I swear to God.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, man.
Sweet rivalry Saturday.
Sweet pussy. Sweet.
Oh my God. Yo,
so Ryan Tannehill be walking to the coach's office like,
straight up plows, yo. He straight up plows. He just straight getting them. But you know what? Hey, get them. Because a lot of these they don't give a damn about these players. So listen, I agree with you, Chris. I don't like it. We don't know nothing about sports, right? D-Ruck, me, you, and Chris, we don't know nothing about sports. These owners, I think that they do. I
don't know nothing.
We don't know nothing.
Yeah, right.
I swear to God, Ryan Tannehill is the second coming of Ryan Leaf. I said it.
Yo, you know what? I really want to watch football now because I might watch the Dolphins harder than I'm watching the 49ers this year. I think I might watch them harder than I watch the Patriots. I can't just to see what they're going to do, yo. I can't wait.
And I said it before when we talked, man, like, the one thing that I do want to see, and unfortunately I hate it. I hate that I'm a Mercedes and I really don't want to give a shout out to someone, but I am. But I actually want to see what the Giants will do this year.
You know what? I hope the Giants go 2-14 and they never win a fucking game because they act like Eli Manning is the best quarterback since his brother.
I'm just saying.
There, I said it.
Listen, but at least Eli got 2 rings on them fingers.
No, the defense got 2 rings, okay?
Listen.
Okay.
That pass, those passes,
are miracles.
Not the David Tyree joint, but them other passes that he threw going down on a 2-minute offense to beat the quote unquote second America's team in the Patriots. Those are some classic drives. Those are some classic drives.
Listen, but I just want to see, because at the end of the day, right, what they did on paper, and the only way I can like make people see the parallel for this is, remember back in the day when the Washington Bullets, yes, people, I said the Bullets, shooter and DT, but is when the Bullets had Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, Rasheed Wallace, and Ron Strickland.
Ooh, I remember those days.
And everybody said on purpose, yo, they will beat the mess out of the Bulls. So we was all looking for it, because on paper they look good.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same all about what the Giants did. And then the fact that they went to Victor Cruz and asked him to restructure his contract, and he moved up and said, yo, you know what? I ain't even mad. I ain't been on the field in almost 2 years. I'm going to give y'all some of this bread back.
Yo.
The fact that JPP is now, and I wish we could show these videos, man. We got to get to that point, too.
Yeah.
He posted a video of himself benching with clear script on that hand.
Mm-hmm.
And, yo, if you talking about rooting for a brother, man, like, yo, I root for that brother, but I want to see what they do, because they should be as dominant as they were in their Super Bowl years defensively.
Well, they got the talent.
Because a lot of people don't understand what Snacks Harrison is. He was everything for the New York Jets in the middle of the defensive line. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude is this Wolfhawk with dreads and a whole bunch of honey buns in his back pocket. It's going down, so I can't wait to see what they do, man. Even though I hate them, I can't wait to see what they do.
I thought I was the only one that had like despise and disdain for the New York midgets.
Yo, like I don't got no despise for them. I mean, listen, they beaten the Niners in a couple NFC Championship games back when I was a Niner fan, and I had some hostility towards them. But I mean, I think right now what they're doing, I'm anxious to see. And a point I wanted to get to you, D-Ruck, when you was talking was, what did you think about that haircut that Victor Cruz took? I mean, he went from $7 million a year to the league veteran minimum. And I'm not saying I'm not saying that that's not a good thing for what he did. Cause like you said, he hasn't been on the field for 2 years, but I think Victor Cruz could have went somewhere else. And if he was ready to play, he could have got more than the league veteran minimum for this year. I mean, and this is going to be his contract for his remainder of what's left. I know he already got his guaranteed money, but this is going to be for the remainder of what's left. Like, I mean, that's a big cut.
I think what he did, and I like it, and this is the reason I like it. I think what he did is what Ravens did. He bet on the show. He said, "No, I'm going to play this contract at this money, and I'm going to come in and kill people." Because understand this, if the Giants have anything that resembles Victor Cruz on the other side of Odell Beckham, right? They're gonna have no choice but to pay him that money. That's why Darrell Reeves did what he did when he walked away from Tampa Bay. Because he said, "I know that I just bought to your defense. You ain't gonna give me the dough. I know the Patriots will."
Exactly, and he won.
And then when the Patriots said, "Hey, well, let's Patriots win," he said, "That's why I'm going back to the Jets. Because I know they're going to be my problem." They call me last thing to see when they made me sit down on hard knocks, walking like a crazy man, and then wrestling and talking about, "Let's go get some damn donuts." Like, come on, man. So I always make it president of the show, and I'm with it. Listen, first of all, Vic is from Jersey. Anybody from Jersey, I'm pretty much riding with you until you do something stupid. You can steal 5 cars, you can smack somebody, you could like throw a snowball at Center, and I still would probably be riding with you because you're from Jersey.
I'm about to say, because you still riding with your boy Earl. You still riding with Earl Jr.
from Avon Street. You know what I'm saying? Earl J getting the league and untie people, shoestrings, and he got LeBron convincing him to grow some wood and he can donate it to him. Yeah, I still rob with Earl. I rob with Earl.
Yeah. So I just want to say, okay. So now, shouts out to my boy Kenny Foster, right? Because he hit me up.
Fofo.
Kenny hit me up on a weekly basis, man. Like I swear, behind the scenes, Kenny is definitely he's part of family when it comes to Don't Shoot the Messenger because Kenny been rocking with us.
Yep.
Kenny always be hitting us up like, yo, I like what y'all do. Also, shout out to Terrence White too, man. Shout out to my boy T White. But Kenny definitely, said, yo, he just texted me. He said, yo, did you see that UConn game? This is Friday night. I said, nah, what happened? He said, nah, I can't tell you. He said, I'm going to have to let you see it. I said, oh, it must be real. He said, oh yeah. He said, it's definitely UConn-esque. He put that UConn-esque. I said, oh shit. And when I seen that shot, watching all the play-by-play and highlights, I said, yes, we are in March Madness mode. Let's go. And shouts out to the UConn Huskies because they just won the AAC championship.
AAC. I thought it was the A10.
What is it?
A10 America.
What is it?
America
10?
10.
What is it?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know.
It's
the American Athletic Conference.
It's the American 10.
Oh, whatever.
It's the American 10.
It's the AAC to me. To me, I was about to say the Big East because to me, I believe Big East, man. I'm sorry. I know that they left, but
you were saying it and it sounded too close to ACC, so I decided to get that out.
That's all right. You A10, A12, it don't matter. UConn won,
too
man.
Close to AAC, man.
You know what I mean? UConn won. But what did y'all think about that shot?
Yo, I thought it was a big time shot. Obviously, I mean, it was lucky as hell. But
hey, it's March Madness.
It's March Madness, and I can't just focus on that shot because if you look at all the subsequent games before that, you're talking about Michigan hitting 2 buzzer beaters in 2 separate games. You know what I mean? In the Big Ten, and you talk about all the other lower division teams who were playing, other conferences, lower conferences that was playing, and all of the buzzer beaters and last minute shots and people playing for their tournament lives and everything like that. Like it's been just this week, and we're not even in the tournament. We're just in the conference tournaments. Just this week in conference tournament play has been amazing. And it seems like, without a doubt, every time college basketball gets into tourney, it always lives up to the billing. Yes. You're always going to get this kind of play. And it's a purity in college basketball when it gets to this point that I think you can never get in the professional ranks. And, I'm excited to see what's going on, what's going to happen in the, tournament. I can't wait to show y'all my bracket. I think,
I can't wait either.
I'm going to do my bracket tomorrow. And Queto'll show our brackets, sometime before the tournament starts. But, it's going to be something amazing. Listen, I'm not a UConn fan, obviously as a Duke fan. I can't stand UConn men. But, for them to get back into the game like that and then for them to push to the 4th, OT and then just literally demolish them in the 4th overtime. Like kudos to them boys, and they put a whooping on Temple yesterday, and they just put a whooping on Memphis. And UConn might be getting into that mold. They might be getting into that mold where God damn, you really slept on them all year, and then they just come out of nowhere and they in the Final Four, because there is no true dominant team this year in college basketball. I might give it to Kansas. But I mean, other than that, I see big holes and discrepancies in every other team. Big ones. And if UConn is in their bag, and if this is another, shout out to Duke. If you ever notice, when Duke win the national championship, UConn like to win it the next year. I'm just saying. If you don't believe me, look it up. I'm just saying.
Check the record. Yo, my thing is, this to me is the best time of the year. Mm-hmm. Not only because, I think people worldwide get a glimpse of some of these colleges that are out there that are excellent educational institutions first. And then they have some of the best basketball players that you probably never even heard of.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, because we're in Connecticut, definitely got to shout out UConn, because they are definitely You know, them cardiac huskies. That's what they want.
Yes.
And do again because they look like they're getting real primed to make another solid run. And remember, this is a team that is supposed to be a rebuilding. It's coming off some NCAA sanctions. You know, they dealt with the whole thing with Calhoun. So shout out to Kevin Ollie for doing what he has done. Mm-hmm. So I hope that's big. I mean, some of the other things that I seen this week, I was like, yo, I think this tournament may have the most parity that there's ever been. And I think that a lot of these teams that are so-called number one seeds
mm-hmm.
still get beat because of that parity.
Yes.
Like, Kentucky might get a number one seed, but they're definitely beatable. It's not that Kentucky mystique like you scared of them
mm-hmm.
because will take a toll the other day. You know, I mean, they got some great performances by Murray and Tyler Ewers that put them over the hump. But again, some of these teams are not feeling people no more. Texas A&M. I mean, look at what they did to what the supposed number one draft pick is.
Exactly.
I'm gonna get to him because again, yo, I got real problems with Ben Simmons right now.
Oh,
but,
yo, me and Chris were just talking about him last night.
We were.
Yo,
they drug him by almost like 40 points. I mean, crazy. I mean, you got to also look at what Michigan State did against Purdue. I think a hard-fought game, Michigan State is a very balanced team. But again, you look at somebody like Purdue that will probably wind up being maybe a 3 or a 4 seed or something like that, maybe even lower. And they got 4 guys on their team that are 7-2 or better.
Mm.
And ask Michigan what happened to them. It went down. You know, but my highlight, and it's always going to be my highlight for March Madness, is them, oh my God, them Pirates, man. Them Pirates from Hampton University, my whole body see, we going missing again.
Yeah, I saw that last night. Hampton, big shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to Hampton, man.
We was playing Drake all day yesterday because we back-to-back MEAC champions. That's what we do. And understand this. We might mess around and have another shock the world moment because we had a good run last year. But I'm thinking that we can actually make a good run, maybe into the second weekend, maybe even the third weekend of the tournament. You never know, man. Mm-hmm. You never know. So college basketball for me is amazing, son. It's like Dickie V always said, it's crazy, baby.
I swear.
Yo, you know what? I love college basketball, especially because of March Madness, because I think that's what we look at when we want college football, you know, cause you want those teams that nobody heard of to come in like George Mason, you know, even like, you know, back in the 80s with Villanova, even though we want, you know, those big teams to like take it far because that's what we watch, you know, we're watching, see what them big teams are going to do. We also root for the little Cinderella teams. You know, those are the teams that make the tournament. Those are the teams that go deep. Wichita State, you know, VCU, you know what I mean?
We got Stony Brook this year.
Yep.
We got Yale in the tournament this year.
Yeah, shout out to Yale, baby.
And the SWAC, we got the Shuffle. Oh, that's the other thing that a lot of people aren't really talking about that I think is amazing, man. Like, I think this is probably the first year in the tournament that we actually had 2 predominantly black schools that are in the tournament.
Yeah,
that's right.
Southern and Hampton being in the tournament is huge.
Yes,
man.
it is.
You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm always going to be, you know, biased because I went to an HBCU, but for us, what people should see from HBCUs, like I said, with those schools' office, I mean, yo, you couldn't ask for a better picture than Southern and Hampton being in it.
Yeah. You know, and that's what makes the mistake about the March Madness because, like I said, you got guys who coming out, you know, you got like a guy, you know, like, Steph Curry, you know, Davidson, you know, who you look at, you're like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? You know, who is he? But
got him all the way to the Elite Eight,
yeah,
right?
You know,
all the way to the Elite Eight, I believe.
And then, you know, and then you got players like Jimmy Verdette, who I couldn't stand why I don't hate the guy, but I was watching Steph when he was in college, like, yo, this guy's legit. He's making the shots he needs to make and he's doing it by himself. So to see that transition into the NBA, which you don't see a lot, you know, especially if you're a Duke player. But, you know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know.
Wow. Let me tell you.
Oh man. Oh,
He had
listen.
his things when he did it too.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't he? Didn't. Paused on your boy.
Wow.
Jesus.
I wasn't done. So
He was with the Stevie J Rat face after he said that too.
Yo, my goodness.
Yo,
Disrespect.
so like I was saying, but that's what makes it so fun because like I said, you got those teams who make the tournament fun. Even if they don't win, to see a team take like Kentucky or Kansas to like the wire, you're like, wow. So if these teams are doing it, imagine when they play a quote unquote elite school. So you know it's going to be good. And that's what makes it. And you know, it just, and plus I know I was talking to Chris and he's like, he don't like it because I can watch it during the day sometimes. Cause you know, sometimes I work on the weekend. So I can watch it during the day. So I don't have to worry about missing those improbable shots. You know, I'm like, yes, I can watch it. But again, I just love it because you don't know who's going to go. Like last year, I think Kentucky was kind of like the favorite. You know,
Well, Kentucky and Duke were the favorite last year. And that was kind of the dream matchup. Everybody was wanting to see Kentucky and Duke go at it because they were on opposite sides. They had both made it to the Final Four, and everybody wanted to see Jaleel versus Karl Towns. And you know, fortunately for me, Wisconsin beat Kentucky. I needed that because my bracket, I had Wisconsin playing Duke in the finals and Duke winning. So it made me win my what was it? It was like 350 last year for the pool. So, you know, I was quite grateful for that. But you know, man, it's an exciting time of year. The shot that he took about Duke, that was just uncalled for. That was just unprofessional. I know he calls himself a professional, but it was very unprofessional, you know, and it was a low blow. Even for him, it was a low blow. Let me tell you something.
listen, don't shoot the messenger, man. Don't shoot the messenger, man.
So I'm saying, like, we shouldn't be judging that, man. I mean, just because you can't walk by Grayson Allen without being tripped, I mean, we shouldn't.
Listen, right? Listen, I want you to tell me this, D-Rug and Quet. You tell me this. What white Duke player ain't the villain? Okay? Like, come on now. Like, what white Duke player ain't the villain?
You know what? Yo, actually, I actually like Duke. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like him too, because he channeled his inner Christian Leitner good, man.
Listen.
I seen him do Leitner, and I was like, oh, okay, you can rock a little bit.
Listen, D-Rock, and you too quick. You know Grayson Allen play like he a black kid that grew up in Brooklyn. Like, you know he play like that. Like, give Grayson is definitely, Grayson play more black than Brandon Ingram do. Like, come on now.
He kind of play like Chris Mullin. You know how Chris Mullin had that swag. He was like, this
St.
is,
John's, he shut New York down.
This is what I do.
Chris Mullins used to shut New York down.
Yes, yeah. Nah, but you know what? Like, I love Duke. Like, I don't have I love Coach K. I just had to get that in there because I know Chris been, jabbing, my 49ers, for a little bit. And I just wanted to get Chris, I love to get Chris going. Like, when you get Chris going,
hold on.
It's so funny.
What I give you as soon as I came in the house today?
What the AB joint?
No. As soon as I came in the house, I gave you a gift.
Oh yeah. He gave me a 49ers hat that he said that he didn't want anymore, but yeah.
I said, it's a brand new Niner cap. I never wore it. Huh? Take it.
He loved the Niners, man.
Go show your team off. Soon as you come over, I'll take the Gore jersey out the cage. You got that too.
He loved the 49ers, man.
Show your team off.
He loved the 49ers, man.
I threw some 49er socks away yesterday. Like, it's real. Like,
man, you crazy. I ain't throwing no socks away, man. You could use those for winter time. I don't know.
Nah,
crazy.
Nike Elite. Dry fit.
Yo, but I have one more quick shout out too, man.
Go ahead, man. Do it.
Yo, you know what the other thing the only negative I have about college basketball right now is the rearrangement of these conferences, right?
Yeah, I hate it. And even this college period. Man.
Like, I'm just saying, man, like, Syracuse not being in the Big East tournament, discussing.
Hold on, no Big East though. There's no Big East.
Yeah.
No, there is a Big East though.
I know it's called the A whatever, but that's not the real Big East.
No, it's called the parochial school league. That's what it is. Cause
the only thing now, they still have the Big East, and the reason I wanted to shout it out is because shouts out to them Golden Boys, those Seton Hall Pirates that beat Villanova yesterday to win the Big East championship. Like, shout out to Isaiah Whitehead. He may be better than Lance. He don't have that born ready tattoo straight out of Lincoln High School, so he might be the next real deal coming out of the Big East, man. But I just wanted to shout them out real quick, and just how weird it was me watching the ACC tournament. I'm like, yo,
with all those Big East teams?
Yeah. Syracuse, why am I watching this? And even today, watching UConn win. Like, what's the ACC? And the crazy thing is, they got them in there with schools like Memphis, Central Florida, Houston, SMU. It's like, UConn ain't nowhere near none of these schools.
Nah.
How are you talking?
You know,
it is what it is, man.
Nah, it's just, one, cause when you said the Big East, I thought you were going to shout out, Chris Dunn, but I forgot that you from Jersey, so I know you're going to rep Jersey. But, shout out to Chris Dunn, man.
The only reason I shout out Chris Dunn is I really didn't see what they did in the tournament, so I don't know what Providence is doing right now. Shout out to that gummy that he got. That joint was kind of hot.
Yeah.
And, he's one of the best players in the country.
Yeah, he is. He is. He got the biggest player of the year, didn't he?
That's how you see. That's what I'm talking about, Quite. That's how you my cousin say. You know what I'm saying? Like you do. Shout out to Chris Dunn for being one of the Naismith finalists. But let's talk about your boy, ultra light skinned Ben Simmons.
Oh yeah, please. I'm chomping at the bit, man. Please,
because this is what again I hate. Again, you get all these people from all these prep schools that don't do nothing but see some of these players and say, yo, his upside is crazy. He's going to be a monster. He's the next LeBron. He's the next Melo. Oh, my God, he can handle the ball. He's at 6'9", blah, blah, blah. I don't think, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, because I know y'all have seen some of the stuff that this dude has done. I don't think that there has ever been a player so overhyped in him in the last 10 years. And the reason I said, my coach used to always tell me, he said you could be one or two types of dogs. You either got Rottweiler or Chihuahua. He got every bit of Chihuahua. He got teacup Yorkie in him.
He got lapdogish.
He lapdog fan all day. And I thought it would ban me later, because they ain't going to put it on the air this week. But you know what it means.
Yo, it's
you know what it go down.
Yo, but go ahead, dude.
I'm trying to understand how, if you're the nation's best player, so-called, one, you can't even get invited to participate in the award ceremony because you're academically eligible. So that, you don't even have an athlete college class schedule.
Wow.
You got a nigga I ain't going to school schedule.
No, he got a 13th grade schedule. That's what he got.
13th grade. You're in the 13th grade. And then on top of that, I mean, it's all good when you look like you averaging a triple-double, but when you going against teams that don't have the same quality athletes as you, and you getting blown out, there's no way that they should have been playing Texas A&M. And all the commentators said it yesterday. Texas A&M is a good team, but they're not a 40-point blowout team better than LSU and what's supposed to be the best player in the number one draft pick in the nation. Yeah. You got to show them more. And the crazy thing is, this is the kind of kid that other kids will look at and try to follow in his footsteps and fail just like he made.
Dang.
Because he might be a lottery pick next year, but again, even in the NBA, so if you have no type of discipline to even make it work on a college campus, when you go state to state, city to city, and all these checks is out there and all this money is given to you, what do you think you will end up as, man?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So for him, yo, Chris, I'm pulling for your boy. I'm pulling for Brandon Ingram.
He might
be picking the draft.
He might be the number one for sure. Brandon Ingram has shown like leaps and he's shown leaps and bounds of growth from his first game to where he is now. Like, you know, he it took him a while to adjust. And not a while, but you know, he had a period where he was adjusting to the physicality and the level, you know, the higher level of competition. But when he settled in, he's settled in for sure. But to get on Simmons and to piggyback with you.
Hold on, one more second, Chris, because I just have one more quick shout. You know what I think? What, Ben Simmons ain't got no edge up, man. I ain't seen him with an edge up.
He from Australia. They don't got barbers out there. They don't got barbers out there.
I'm not taking that, because Patty Mills got one of the illest beard tapers I've seen.
True.
He got a big beard taper, and he from Australia too. So he running around light skin with a triple double and no edge up, and you getting blown off by 40. I'm done talking about him, man. Y'all good.
Yeah, well, as far as Ben Simmons is concerned, I don't know if I say he's the most overhyped player ever. I don't know. I would have to think about a couple. I mean, Kwame Brown was pretty overrated.
Well, he didn't play college. Though.
Yeah, I know, but he was. I seen him in high school, and I was like, he just big. Like he didn't do anything that was impressive to me. But to focus on Ben Simmons, I agree. I don't think Ben Simmons is going to be whatever they think he's going to be at the next level. I don't think whatever his ceiling is on what they think he could be, he's not going to be, because when you're that big, you play down low and you're that small, what are you going to do in the NBA? You can't shoot. You show you got a piss poor work ethic, and sometimes you just are really not engaged at all. When the level of competition steps up, I don't see you rise to the occasion, and it's in college. So you telling me you're going to be a 6'9", 6'10", 170-pound dudes playing down low against Anthony Davis and Andre Drummonds and Boogie Cousins and them? I don't believe that to be true.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like if he develops some type of shot, if he gets some more, a better all around game, I guess anything is possible, but I just don't see it in Ben Simmons. I'm not a huge fan of Buddy Hill. But I mean, I'd rather have him than Ben Simmons. At least I know Buddy Hill gonna give you everything he got every night. I don't know if Ben Simmons is gonna do that. And you're right, yo. When you get on the road and you traveling from city to city, and every other night at your hotel door you hear, you know, good luck. Good luck, because I just heard Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz talk about some athletes on what's the name of that show? It's
Tunchi mixtape. Go ahead.
Yo, man, what's the name of that show? With Bomani Jones and Dan Le Batard. What's the name of that
Dan
show?
Le Batard show?
Nah, not the Dan Le Batard show. Highly Questionable.
Okay.
Yeah. And they had 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne up there, and they're asking them about athletes that they party too much with them. And you know the names that they brung up? Jamarcus Russell, DeJuan Wagner, and J.R. Smith. So
Jersey.
I can see Ben Simmons going down that path.
Ooh.
I can see
it. You know what? And you know, Chris and I, we had talked about this off air. You know, like I said, right now he's looking like a bust. But I said, you know, you got players who are system guys, and this is what I'm hoping. Because right now I'm like you did. I don't see nothing. I don't see where he's as good. He might look like he averaged triple double. He's struggling. And I'm like, what's going to happen? Like you said, Chris, when he goes to the NBA and you got groupies, you got agents, you got lawyers, mothers, baby mamas, you got everybody in their whole team.
And he going to wind up having about 4 or 5 baby mamas.
Yeah. Now, hopefully.
You know what he going to turn into? He going to turn into Dwight Howard.
Oh, well,
you know what? I can't give it to him that high, because at least Dwight Howard had
like
showed.
A good 8 years,
at least he showed glimpses of that he might possibly be the best big man in the league at certain times. Yeah. I don't see, but as far as his competitive, damn it, I can't get that word out today.
I got you, baby.
You know what? I had some Novocaine before I came here today. That's why I can't get that word out. But he might match Dwight Howard in that, but definitely not in talent. And obviously we all know what Dwight Howard is, but I don't even see him getting that high.
Yeah. You know, I hope his mom and dad are really well-rounded and grounded people, because they seem like it. They appear to be. But again, you know, we got a lot of these parents, they come out here and they live vicariously through their children, and they just want their children to be a big household name, and that's it. So for him to be going to school failing, for him to not really, you know, bring his A game, that's a problem. So I hope that he kind of clears that up. But I'm like you, Chris. You a big man, and if you can't shoot in the NBA, then what are you there for? What are you there for? You know, like
I'm just saying he's not big enough, like frame wise, to bang down low.
But like
if that's gonna be the way you get buckets. Like he's not big enough.
But again, he'll be classified as a big man because he's over 6'8", 6'9". So, you know, so of course he's going to be looked at that. But if you can't shoot, brother, then you might as well just, I don't know, man. Hopefully he goes to a good team. But what team do you think that would need him? What do you, I don't want to say need him, but what team do you think that he will thrive in? You know, what team do you guys see?
None. I mean, I can't think. I know the Lakers want him bad, but I don't think he's a good fit for them. I think if they got him, that would be bad for them. I can't personally think of a team where he's gonna excel. He can put
76ers and sit on the bench.
Probably.
Damn.
Probably.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
You know what? He'll probably play a lot for the 76ers, but again, they're gonna look at that team just like they looked at the last draft picks that they made with Embiid, Okafor, and be like, "Yo, what are we doing?"
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's one of those guys. As much as I thought he would stand out and be that guy, I followed him this year, man, and I saw him play hard in 2 games.
His first and second game.
5 games.
That's it.
2 games. And other than that, I mean, when you have commentators that have been watching, that's all they do, you know, is watch that sport. And when they all said, like, Reese Davis said last night, listen, they play with no heart, no desire, and they embarrassed the game of basketball.
Wow. That's
said
big.
that about their whole team.
Wow.
Like, that's ridiculous.
Well, yo, D-Ruck.
You supposed to be that guy?
Yo, D-Ruck, though, I had a question I definitely want to ask you about. It's something I thought about. I said, listen, you had the pick of the litter of where you wanted to go, and you picked LSU?
Yeah.
What? And I don't want to knock LSU, but LSU ain't been a basketball team since Shaq. You know what I mean? You could have went to Duke, Kentucky, like somewhere where you could compete for a national championship. He knew when he was going to LSU that they weren't competing for no national championship. And
well, this is the thing that people do, right? Especially when this is how it all works right now in high school basketball, right? Because of the AAU circuit and because of high school basketball, these coaches have more exposure to these other programs, right? So Ben Simmons, coming from Australia, went to high school in Louisiana, in Mount Vernon, right? Mm-hmm. So he put in. So what they did to ensure that they would get a shot at him was his head coach and his so-called foster parent or whatever, the surrogate family is taking care of him here. Guess what they gave him a job at? LSU.
Yeah.
So he had no choice. He already knew it was going to be one and done. So, hey, I'll go there. I think what he did was he went on the conception that, listen, I'm the best player that's going to be in the country. I'm going to be one of the best players in the conference. So even if I got to play Kentucky, even if I got to play Texas A&M, when I got to play, Vanderbilt, or when I got to play Auburn, I'm going to shine above all of them anyway because I'm that dude.
Mm-hmm.
But
sure.
You have to realize that these other programs, especially if you just point to Kentucky, Cal got 8 of you. Mm-hmm. 8 of you at your position. Yep. You only got 14. So Cal always got the illest hand in the stage. Always. Mm-hmm. He got all the books that you need. Right? So that's what happens to these schools, and that's why these kids wind up going to certain schools because they have some type of family connection. Same thing happened in my hometown. Like when Tim Thomas, when they was talking about what school he's going to go to, everybody was surprised when he was rolling over. But why was you surprised when they hired the high school coach, they hired his uncle, and they hired his uncle cousin? Mm-hmm. Where else he go? And he walked in the door and told Steve Blackman, listen, one and done, bro. You will see me for about 10 good months. Get used to it and have my guap ready. Mm-hmm. So that's what goes down. So for him, like, some of it I get that some kids now that don't want to go to these schools because they kind of want to stand out and carve out their own niche. I get that. But when you're a dude like him, if you're going to take that mantra of saying, listen, I'm not going to go to Kentucky, I'm not going to go to Duke, I'm not going to go to North Carolina, I'm going to go to this other school and stand out, then you better be about that work.
Exactly.
Like the Brown win today, you better be about that action.
Exactly.
And if you won't, you're going to look just like him.
But and you're right. You can go to a smaller program and put in that work and stand out, and that's all great. But you can go to a big school and stand out if you the star that you think you are. And listen, it happens all the time. There's a bunch of one and done people that go to the quote unquote big time schools and they stand out because they believe that their talent is that real. And I'm not saying that he didn't believe that his talent was that real, but I'm just saying, like, it's possible. It's not like it's impossible to go to Duke and be a star or to go to Kentucky and be a star.
Yeah, it's definitely possible, but I think he listened to the wrong handles. Whoever his handles were, they were wrong. And the worst thing about it is where he's going to feel this more is even though he's going to do, he's going to feel more in his pocket. Because now, not only is LSU not going to make the NCAA tournament, but they're not even going to make the NIT.
Yeah.
Bro, you have these NBA GMs like, yo, you were supposed to be that dude, but you couldn't even get your team to the NIT.
Yeah.
You might not be number one.
I don't think he is.
And the thing that a lot of people that don't understand that, and you talking about in the lottery system that the NBA has, the difference between the number 1 pick and the number 13 pick is still tens of millions of dollars.
Yes. There we go.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's just, oh, you was number 2. Listen, boy, if you number 2, that's still a good $10, $20 million that you missing out on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So imagine if you go from 1 to 13. Imagine if he goes from 1 to 20. Because you look across the landscape, if he's not that guy, other people are already paying attention to Buddy Hield.
Yeah.
Another full player that's been there.
And he's doing his thing.
Exactly. People are already paying attention to the kid from Virginia that played last night, Brokoff or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
They look at the Marcus Peters. They're looking at Meeks. They'll look at Grayson Allen. They're going to look at Brandon Ingram. They're going to look at all these other kids at all these other programs. They're going to look at Valentine from Michigan State.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they're going to look at these guys before him.
Mm-hmm.
It's money, man. That dude, he just played himself into a bad situation.
Yes. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Now, speaking of players, could you guys answer me this one question?
Mm-hmm.
When the hell is Perry Ellis from Kansas going to graduate?
This year. He's a senior this year, I believe.
Yo, he been playing since Danny Manning.
No,
Okay?
he a 14-year senior.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He been there since 72.
I'm about to say, so he been there with Danny Manning there, man.
I know he been there since 72 because he been edges on his head went crazy. The move craters he got in that thing is crazy.
Yes.
First of all, your name is Perry Ellis. You are a clothing company. And then you another light-skinned dude with light eyes. I'm sorry, I can't stand y'all right now because y'all winning and your name is Perry Ellis. You got 2 first names. He better be French.
Yo, you stupid. Yo, for real, yo. I was like, yo, when is this dude gonna graduate? Yo, he been at Kansas since goddamn Will Chamberlain, yo.
But you know what I love about that though, and for real, I think we should have more of that, man. Shout out to the guys that stay in these programs and do what college student athletes are supposed to do.
I agree.
Over a 4-year period. And look, you know, Perry Ellis, a lot of people might not give him the eye test and say, like, yo, he might be a star, but you never know what can happen when you go to the league, and the league isn't as competitive as college basketball is. You know what I mean? You get more freedom. Like, he may turn into a star. I did, you know, I heard what you said, Chris, but, like, me, for one, I'm sold on Buddy Hield. He's going to go to the league and get buckets immediately.
No. I didn't say, I just said I wasn't a big fan of Buddy Hield. Cause I always feel like every time I watch Oklahoma in a big game, they lose. But
we're coming down to like the final second.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, cause the team they just lost to, Oklahoma State, right? Is the team they lost to in their, I think it was Oklahoma State. No. It was West Virginia. It was West Virginia. And he only scored like 6 points. I'm just saying, like, but I know he get buckets though. I know he get buckets, and I think I like any 4-year player that could score that goes to the next level. Obviously, because I like Dame Lillard and I like CJ McCollum. I know that they got the work ethic and they're a little more mature when they come in the league. They can transition a little bit better if you look at the Draymond Greens of the world and things like that. So I don't want to seem like I'm knocking them. Say that again?
Virginia got a bunch of goons on their team too. Remember, Bob Huggins is coaching that team. He got a whole bunch of goons on his team. That dude with the goggles, I don't want to see him at night, babe. I'm sorry. It's not going down.
Stupid. You crazy. Yeah, it's just, you know what, like I said, is Ben, you know, when you talk about Perry Ellis and you talking about, he might could, come off and just be like a real good ball player. I think in him kind of like a Danny Green type of dude. You get him in the right system.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
I think he'd be a little better than Danny Green, but okay. Yeah,
just a little comparison. Kind of guy, yeah. Like just somebody, cause there's a lot of players who are in the NBA now who are, shining and they really weren't, stand out in college. However, once they get into that right system, they formulated and they became, they came to their own because they got a chance to play in the right system. They got a chance to do what they want to do. It's like, this is what you're going to do and this is what you're going to get good at and this is what's going to happen. So,
but and some quick breaking news about the since we're talking about college tournament, the number 1 seeds came out for March Madness as of right now. The number 1 seed in the East is Kansas, and they're the number one overall seed.
Of course.
The number 1 seed in the West is Oregon. The number 1 seed in the Midwest is Virginia, and the number 1 seed in the South is North Carolina.
Yeah.
That's what we got so far.
That's what I hate though. They're going to put North Carolina in the South, and I guarantee they're going to put Duke out West.
Oh, listen, what? Are you kidding me? There's no way they're ever going to put North Carolina and Duke on the same side. Because if they play, they want them to be in the national championship. And I was telling somebody at work, I said, the best thing as a Duke fan that you could ever want in life is to meet North Carolina in the championship game and beat them by 30 and watch all of those Tar Heels cry. That would be the best thing you could want as a Duke Blue Devil. I'm just my personal preference. But if North Carolina's on the South and the Midwest is on that side, Duke is going to either be in the West or the East. So, that's is what it is.
Damn.
We'll see. I'm anxious to see where Duke lands, and not so much where they land, because I think they could play with anybody scoring wise. Yeah. They could score with anybody if they're not tired. They could score with anybody. It's just they don't play defense and they're not big enough to rebound down low with a big team. Obviously, that's why we struggle with North Carolina and we split with them, because if we had rebounders, we would have beat them both times instead of just one.
Yeah.
And we got no depth, man. When you running 6 and 7 guys, when Brandon and Grayson don't get breathers unless they get in foul trouble, it's tough.
Yeah,
it's real tough. So, and I'm anxious to see where they're going to be. I'm anxious to see who they're going to go against. And, listen, man, it's time, man. It's time. And listen, and I know you said it off air. It's just something I got to touch on. I was watching that, Spurs OKC game last night. And I ain't trying to bring up hard memories on you, D-Ruck, but yo, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Kawhi. I've been watching him, but is it just me, or is he turning into something special? Okay.
He's been a beast.
He's turning into something. I seen Greg Popovich run down the court and tell Tony Parker, give him the ball.
Give him the ball. I see him do that. But again, you're talking about a systems guy. And you know why I love Kawhi? Because his journey is bigger than basketball. When you talking about pure will and determination, you look at him and oh my God. And my Shumper just caught a bang.
Oh,
just caught a bang. Wow.
I wish the camera was on. Oh my God.
That bang was crazy.
That's that Tiana Taylor pussy right there. Jesus Christ.
Yo.
Oh, that's all you guys are saying. Never mind. I know what you're talking about.
Yo, you saw that, son?
I don't even need to see you said Tiana Taylor, so I already know what it's looking like.
Yo.
But, yeah, no, man, Kawhi just down the stretch, I felt like he hit every big shot.
And he still is.
OKC, even though I felt that they gave the lead up and they shouldn't have, but that's a different discussion for a different day. I felt like when it came down and the Spurs finally took the lead, every time, you know, Kevin Durant would go down and make a big shot or somebody, or he would dish the pass off, because I swear I didn't know where Russell Westbrook was for the last 7 minutes of that game. Kawhi would come down, step back three, money. 17-footer, money. 20-footer, money. Drive to the lane, money. Like every single time. Like, man, you know, it's just, I just think I'm a Kawhi, and I hate the Spurs, but I'm a Kawhi Leonard fan.
Yo, listen,
I'm a Kawhi Leonard fan.
You know what? You took the words right out of my mouth, yo. You took the words.
Yeah, I'll put it to you like this. I was sold on Kawhi when he was at San Diego State. I was like, yo, this dude is definitely going to be a problem. And he's one of those kids that showed out in the tournament. What he has become, and this is the discussion I was having with somebody earlier this week, like, yo, the Spurs have a new big three.
Right? Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And people may disagree with this big three, but I'm going to just point them out how I feel, right? It's definitely Kawhi at the center.
Yep.
It's LaMarcus, and it's Patty Mills.
Yes!
Right?
Yes! 100% yes.
So what they have done is Pop has transitioned the team to the young big three, right? Now, in this young big three, and what we're looking at yesterday, is the old big three is still there. So even in watching the game yesterday, we still had, as an OKC fan, had to deal with Tim Duncan, which had a great game. We had to deal with Wano, which had a great game. And we still had to deal with Tony. The scariest part of what they did in the fourth quarter that made it more difficult for us to beat them was they had Tony on the floor, Kawhi on the floor, Danny Green, they had LaMarcus, and I think they had Boris Diaw.
Yep.
Right? So now they spread you out, and they got everybody out there that can get buckets, right? The Spurs will always be a system team, but they have excellent athletes in their system.
Yep.
So they're not going to lose anything. And the fact that, and this is what people are misunderstanding. If you're a real basketball fan, you see what's going on. Like, you see what the Spurs are putting together, right? But if you're not a basketball fan, you're just casually watching, you like, yo, the Golden State Warriors, the Golden State Warriors, the Golden State Warriors. Okay, Golden State has 44 wins at home, consecutive straight wins.
Yeah,
the Spurs last night have now 40 or 41. Yep. So they right there. Golden State got 50-some wins. The Spurs had 50-something wins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They won it in the West. So don't be surprised, people, if Golden State gets beat in the playoff by the Spurs. And oh, by the way, next week and in the next couple of weeks,
March 19th. Yep.
They have 3 games finishing out the month of March against San Antonio. And 2 of those games are going to be in San Antonio.
Yep. Well, you know, it was interesting. It's interesting that you say that, and I definitely feel what you're saying, all of it. The only thing I say is everybody, when Golden State did play San Antonio this year, people said, well, Tim Duncan wasn't there. And I said, so? I said, because if you look at the fourth quarter of this game, when it was crunch time and everything mattered, it was LaMarcus, it was Patty, and it was Kawhi Leonard and David West and Danny Green. I saw them on the floor as time went down. Matter of fact, Tony Parker didn't even score. He didn't hit a field goal. He only wound up hitting a free throw, and he went 2 for 4 from the free throw line. So, like, he was almost irrelevant. So it was like, I felt that the Spurs' best team win against Golden State when Golden State beat them by 30. Now, I also believe that that's not going to happen again. I don't think you're just not going to be beating the Spurs by 30. I don't care what team you are, from any generation, from any decade. You're just not beating this Spurs team by 30 on a consistent basis. But with that being said, I also believe that, like you said, their big three is a younger nucleus now. The real big three. There's the veteran big three, and there's these who really put in all the work big three. And that'd be your boy, sharp edge up Patty Mills. That'd be LaMarcus. And that's get them box braids redone, Kawhi Leonard.
Oh,
so that's the real big three. And I felt that Golden State just outran them. Cause that's what they could do. Now listen, when Golden State is on, as far as behind the 3-point line, there's not nothing many teams could do, because one thing that Golden State does that I think that they adopted from San Antonio is they really swing that ball.
I'm about to say they move that ball good.
They swing that ball to the first person. This is a Spurs mentality type thing. They will give up a good shot for a great shot. That's what Golden State will do. So I feel, I still feel that Golden State would beat San Antonio in a best of 7. But I tell you what, San Antonio going to get some games. 2, maybe 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
man. It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. So, like, I just can't wait to see it, man. But again, taking up for my squad, son, we are the 3rd best team in the Western Conference that has 2 teams that have over 55 wins. Mm-hmm. And we on the low got 45.
Yeah.
So, listen, put some money up against us in the first round if you want to. That's all I want to see. You know?
Dude, listen.
Take it there if y'all want to.
OKC gonna have to see somebody big in the second round. It's either going to be the Spurs or it's going to be Golden State. But either team they play, they're going to give them a run for their money, no matter who it is. If it's Golden State, if it's San Antonio, OKC going to give them a run. So, that is what it is.
True. Well, listen, fellas, I don't know about y'all, but I had fun, like always. I think that y'all hit the nail on the head. This show was great. Like I told Chris before we started, I had a nap and I was focused. Man. I was ready, and it just feel good. I know the view's gonna be up. I know we're gonna have people talking junk because I'm gonna post it. We're gonna have our Bronco fans who's gonna be mad. We're gonna have Matt, my boy who I work with. I can't wait. But his team not stronger than ours, so I mean, it is what it is. We the big 3. We the big 3. I'm putting it out there. We the big 3. Don't forget about that.
If his team coming in with khakis, we ain't even opening the door.
He's from North Haven too, so he.
I can't be coming in dressing like this, so that's only the girl to do. Stop playing.
He's stupid. But again, man, like I said, I had fun. This was great. I am gonna start doing my daily post. So anything y'all got, and y'all can post too, man. If y'all got something, Chris, I'm trying to get Chris on the social media as far as Facebook, cause I want Chris to go off. I like to mesh with Chris. Like, how you got somebody dog, and not call you a dog, as you know, but you my dog. But how when you get them riled up or like your uncle, you're like, I heard that Uncle Junior said that back in high school, he actually beat you in the game. He said, what that motherfucker nigga say? Come here, little Jack Turkey sucker. Let me tell you something, sucker. That I love to get Chris going.
Quet definitely know how to push the buttons and
nice bragging.
Definitely get me going. But I know we getting ready to wrap up, so I definitely want to get some of my shining star and my Instagram joint and all that shit.
Oh yeah.
Before I move on for all of that. But my shining star is Tim Crawford. And when last time Tim Crawford fought, Quet was out of the country doing his thing. And, he dismantled, I can't remember the guy's name at the moment, having a bit of a brain fart, but Tim Crawford to me is on the cusp of being the most elite fighter in the game right now. And Tim Crawford got everything you want as a boxer. He's smart. He can technically box with you, and he got the power to knock you out. He is on the rise. He fights at 140 at the moment. But let me tell you something. He's got the frame where he's big enough to get up to 150, to get up to 155. And let me tell you something. He matures into that. He would absolutely destroy Canelo Alvarez. He's got a fight in the making right now coming up with, they're trying to get a fight with him and Ruslan Provodnikov. They call him the Siberian Rocky. Great fighter. It would be a magnificent fight. Crawford should take him out easily. And, but Tim Crawford is somebody, if you watch boxing, keep your eyes on this man. He's gonna be something special. That's my shining star.
What you got, D?
Man, it was kind of hard this week, man. There was a lot of people that I was going to shout out. You know, I was going to shout out LeBron's barber because I was going to shout out Kobe, you know, for his game against the Cavs because that was a really entertaining game. But as always, people, y'all know how I do, and I'm never going to stop because I bleed that blue for Hampton. I'm going to shout out my Hampton University Pirates once again.
Okay.
Yeah, because again, for me, in a college landscape where some of these athletes, man, they can go to wherever they want to go to. And for Hampton to be in the running for landing a lot of top players in different states in the last couple of years, I think is big. I mean, the people that we had yesterday, if you look at Clinton Chavis, if you look at David Johnson, if you look at Harden, you know, those are teams that are out of style, man. That have brought home a consecutive New York title. You know, and what makes it big is that now Hampton is among the 1A schools, like we're no longer 1AA, we're no longer in the CIA and doing all that stuff again, a conference that we used to dominate. But again, it just shows people, man, you can get a quality education and a great work as a student athlete no matter what school you go to. You know, the exposure that HBCUs get, I think it's great, and I'm glad we're going to do this. And again, man, my whole Odyssey is back in the page. And everybody get to see our band, we get to see our school, y'all get to see our cheerleaders. Shout out to every player. I'm not going to say nothing else about that because my wife is downstairs. But shout out to even though with the issue, you know what we're talking about. So it just goes down, man. Shout out to Hampton University, man. I gotta give it to him.
Yeah. My shining moment. I can't really pick one, but like I said, I'm just happy that, you know, it's March Madness, man. You know, so we get to really push, man. I think I'll have a lot of shining moments because, you know, once you win that, you know, NCAA championship, you know, they play one shining moment. So I would definitely have one next week. Like I said, it's been okay in the sports world, but, you know, nothing that really stuck out right now. But definitely, man, you know, I just can't wait. I can't wait. And like I said, I'm just happy right now. Like, I wish we didn't have to end, but, you know, I know we ain't getting paid for this yet, but notice I say yet, but when we do, oh, it's going to be real. It's going to be real. It's going to be real. So again, everybody, thanks for tuning in, and please remember to like and subscribe to the Professional Sutton YouTube channel. Also go to our Facebook Don't Shoot the Messenger fan page.
No doubt.
You know, go up there, post that, and you know, let's just make it happen. So please like and subscribe. That's how we get paid, people. That's how we're gonna start getting paid, if y'all like and subscribe. So we gonna, you know, we ain't gonna be rich, but we get something. So give us some little compensation for something now. All right. So again, I'm your boy Professional Sutton.
And I'm your boy Chris G.
And it's your boy the Rookie Report.
And we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
One.